27 years old, you start making $220,000 a year. She's making 40. Then all of a sudden at your job, you're 29 years old. Then all of a sudden your assistant starts flirting with this. You've never experienced this before. Oh my gosh, she's attracted to me. So I don't recommend men get married before 30. I'm so sold on this concept. My dad said something that's, and he's going to get heat for this. He said, make sure you do every single type of girl you want to be with, in every place, in every position. Then you're done. Then you consider marriage. He says you never want it to be like, I missed out on something.
If a man gets married to a woman without him exploring the dating market, dating every kind of woman that he wants to date, having all the kinds of positions that he wants to have with that woman in any place, anytime, anywhere, if he gets married, there is a high chance that he is going to cheat. And like the example that Patrick Bet-David gave in this video, he said, for instance, if you are someone who has been dating in your 20s, you were dating a girl, the girl was like 6 and you were a 6, and now you went on at about 29, you had a very good job, or a higher paid job, and in this job you have lots of money, and your partner doesn't have that much money as you do. So in your job, the secretary at your job starts flirting with you, and the secretary at your job is hotter than your girlfriend or your fiancé whom you want to get married to. You will be like, wow, she's so sexy, she's so pretty. How can this pretty woman just be attracted to me? She's flirting with me. And your thoughts are gonna go wild, because that has never ever happened to you. And this is only happening to you now because you have money. You have the money, so she's trying to get a cut from that money. That's why she's flirting with you, you know. Or maybe she's trying to get into a relationship with you because she knows that your pay package is a guarantee for financial dependence. She can depend on you financially. So the man in this case will highly likely want to cheat with that secretary who is hotter than his wife at home. So that's why he's saying that the lesson to take home from this video is that if you are a man, a guy, you should make sure that you date as much women as you want, as you would like to, and do every exploit that you want to do with these women before deciding that, okay, now I have done it all and I want to stick with this one woman. And according to him, that's the best marriage advice to every guy out there. That's the best. But nowadays, does this really apply to modern day dating dynamics? In my opinion, it doesn't. It doesn't, because back in the day, this video was like many years ago, because Patrick Bet-David looks really young in this video. You know, back in the day, it was all about the guys to test the waters, to have to sample, to do the sampling before settling down with one person, with one woman. But now we see the girls, no one is telling them to do it. They're just going out, and they've got role models online, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on social media. They've got role models. So they go online and they see women who have been living this kind of lifestyle, and they claim that they're happy. They just replicate. They copy everything. They just try to do the same like the other women. So now it's some sort of like a competition. While the men are trying to sample, the women are also trying to sample. You know, and the idea of marriage, of trying to at a certain age, I have to be married, I have to have kids, I have to have a husband, I have to have a home, you know, all those things, they don't apply nowadays. It doesn't apply anymore. It doesn't, because all the girls want to be independent. They want to buy their house. They don't need a man to buy the house for them. They've got a good job. They are well paid, so they are financially secured and independent. They don't need a man to do that for them. So if they want a kid, do they really want a kid? There is this, I would call it a crusade of pushing women not to have kids. I think this has much to do with saving the environment. Because the other day I had a discussion with like a 20-year-old, 23-year-old girl, and she was shocked that I am married and I've got kids, because the first time she saw me, she thought that I was about her age, or I was maybe 26 years old, and she was thinking that I don't have kids, I don't have a husband. And I noticed that she was trying to be really close with me. She was trying to make make it possible for us to go on dates, or to go to the nightclub, to go out and eat, all those things. And I told her that, oh my dear, I'm married, so if I have to go out, I probably need to arrange with my husband, because someone has to be with my kids. So she was like, are you really married? I said, yes, I'm married. She was shocked, and they sparked up the discussion about having kids and about being married. And like, they asked me, how is it like being married? I'm like, it's just like part of my life. I've been married for quite a long time now, and this isn't a big deal. It's just part of my life. And I was raised, it depends on how you were raised. I was raised by a woman who was also sticking with her husband. My mom was married for a long time, very, very long time. And the only time that she became single was when my dad passed on. So I grew up in a home where I had a mother and a father, I had siblings. And that's the ideal kind of situation I want in my life. That's why I'm also married and I've got kids. So these young girls were talking about how they want to save the environment. In a few years' time, there will not be so much food for everyone to go around for everyone. There won't be so much water. They were talking about so many things. I was like, huh? Really? So that's the reason why I don't want to have kids. They say yes, that's one of the main reasons. And now there's inflation. Things are so expensive. They can't even take care of themselves. And how is it possible that they're going to have kids and they'll be worried about what their kid is going to eat, what they're going to wear, or where they're going to stay, all these things. That is so overwhelming, And I was like, okay, do whatever you want to do. If you don't want to have kids, that's your problem. But for me, that's what I want for myself. And I told them that maybe in a few years' time, you're going to change your mind about it. But I don't really sit and worry about whether I want to have a kid, whether I want to be with a man, whether I don't want a man, whether I don't need a man. That's something that I don't really worry about. And some people will say, okay, because you're lucky, you're from in the 80s, you were born in the 80s, and most of the kids who were born in the 80s didn't really have so much internet, so much access to the internet, because everything now is being influenced by the internet, and so many ideas popping left, right, center, but it is what it is, and do whatever you want to do. But this is the situation. As Bet-David said in his video, the men have to sample, but now we have a huge problem. The men and the women are sampling. The girls, the young girls, even women in their 50s are still sampling. Why? Because there is internet, and they can go online and they get so much validation and admiration from total strangers, from men all over the world. So they're contented with that. And they are okay with it. And it is what it is. We are just spectators in these hard times, in these trying times. So I would rather sit back, relax, and watch how all this will unfold.